Well, good morning to you. I'm meteorologist Caroline Carithers with the News 5 First Alert Storm Team here with your Monday morning tropical update. So it is now 10 a.m. and we just got a lot of updates from the National Hurricane Center. So as you know, tropics are very, very busy. We've got Hillary that is now post-tropical. We typically don't talk too much about Pacific storms, but this one actually moved into Southern California, which is rare for that part of the world, and it continued into Nevada. It's now post-tropical, just a rain event for this area. We also have potential tropical Cyclone 9, which we'll talk about here. This is new as of 10 a.m. this morning. We have Tropical Storm Franklin, Tropical Storm Gert, post-tropical system Emily, and another area that we're watching off the coast of Africa. So let's start with the furthest west. We'll start with potential tropical Cyclone 9. Now, what does that mean? That means that the National Hurricane Center is confident that this will likely become something tropical, but it hasn't just yet. But they want to go ahead and issue a track and advisories for this system because they do think it will become tropical eventually. So that's why they call it potential tropical Cyclone 9. It's got max winds at 30 miles per hour. It's moving to the west at around 16 miles per hour. So as for the track with this system, as we've been saying for about a week now, this is expected to target southern Texas, northern Mexico here, well south of the News 5 neighborhood. Could briefly become a tropical storm just before landfall early tomorrow morning. We are not expecting direct impacts from this. Obviously, it's going to pass well to our south. What we are expecting is an increase in surf. So we've got a small craft advisory in place today. We've got a high rip current risk today and tomorrow. This is normal. If any amount of low pressure is in the Gulf of Mexico, we typically see these indirect impacts, and this is no different. Again, high risk of rip currents, small craft advisory. Scooting on a little bit over to the east here, we have Tropical Storm Franklin, max winds at 50 miles per hour. It is currently in the Caribbean. It's going to move over Hispaniola as a tropical storm most likely, and then eventually turn into the Atlantic. This is not a threat to the continental U.S. We also have Gert just a little bit further towards the east. Gert is expected to be short-lived because it is encountering some wind shear. It's really not helping it, so we are likely going to see this fizzle in the next day or so. No threat to the U.S. We also have Emily that is now post-tropical. It was a tropical storm. It's kind of lost its tropical characteristics at this point. It could last a little bit longer through the week, but it is going to stay in the Atlantic. No threat to the continental U.S. Another area we're tracking here is off the coast of Africa. This one does have a high chance for development, and we could see this develop into either a tropical depression or storm. Not an imminent threat to our stretch of the Gulf Coast. So all in all, no direct impacts from any of these systems are expected on our stretch of the Gulf Coast, but it's important to be prepared, and if you are wondering about anything tropical or need information, you can always head to the Hurricane Map Room on WKRG.com.